All right, our Sunrise Community Challenge continues. So this week, please remember that you're going to be tasked, you have to guess the CVM original show. Each day we'll share a blurred image of a CVM original, and we'll be calling 2 lucky Sunrisers on Friday to guess the original for a chance to win. Are you ready? Are you steady? $25,000. But you must be a part of the Sunrisers community, so go on over to our social media pages and click the link in our bio now. If you're not on social media, you do have an opportunity to join us with WhatsApp message at 876-833-0897.
All right, that's all the time we have for today, Sunrisers. But if you've missed anything or you just want to rewatch your favorite segments, you've got you're covered at CVMTV.com. And for all the fun stuff in between, we're on Instagram at Sunrise CVM or at CVM Television. Well, the Round Table Squad takes over after this.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Round Table. I am Shelly-Ann, and joining me, of course, is the bedazzling Barbie. And, of course, our special guest this morning is Nekanya. Did I say your name properly?
Yes, Nekanya
Thank
Brown.
you. Nekanya Brown, welcome to the Round Table. You have beautiful skin, by the way.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Like, seriously.
Thank
You know,
She's glowing without the makeup.
You ever realize with really dark-skinned people, they don't even have a black head?
Like, I want
I have a little bad mind, but that's something there.
what
Not
are you
even a little liver spot. Nothing. Them just smooth.
just smooth.
And I'm working through it, therapy and such. I'm working through it. But welcome, Nekanya.
Thank you so much for having
good
me.
to have you this morning. Boy, Bobby. Oh, the place at so.
I like the heat, so you can't ask me. I like the heat. And I think it was really hot yesterday because it was John Mark's birthday.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
it
so
was
he
heat.
caused that.
Him caused the heat.
Well,
and
I'm going
turn
to
it up.
page him because I'm going to make some contribution to the light bill, is all I'm saying. Nekanya, keeping cool in the heat?
I'm trying.
Just stay inside.
All right, well, you know what? Let us see what's hot on social media. Let's check out this social buzz.
Alright, so I've been getting some DMs about my video about the birth rate in Jamaica, and some people say, boy, birth rate is a serious problem and society will collapse if the population drop. And I say, if society have to collapse, then that sounds like society problem. Because you have to understand that a birth rate decline is not the disease, it is the symptom. It is my opinion. It is not the disease, it is the symptom. It is the symptom of years of neglect of the vast majority of people, Jamaicans, right? It is a symptom of people being unable to provide proper nutrition for themselves, much less them offspring. It is a symptom of a society that has put profits over people. So I'm saying I'm not take it back.
Him saying him not take it back, and I don't think him to take it back. I was nodding the whole time. It is a symptom of broke, poverty, or keep.
I say is rubbish because who breed more than broke people?
Well, you know what?
So
I think
rubbish.
you know what. But let us remember that. Touch me. We are going to continue this conversation because we have to go to the bag of things.
Haha, so my bag of things is over the weekend, Camilla's Kitchen, the grand opening is actually
our
today. The
second
grand opening
location.
to the public is today. So it was her birthday on Saturday, and we all went over there and joined her and celebrated her birthday and the opening of Camilla's Kitchen.
Yes.
The food, Shelly, I know you are used to this type of food all the time. The CVM family was there. Myself, Carlo, Jana, Celine, Shelly was there. We were all there, and we celebrated with her and her family, and it was absolutely amazing. It was I don't know. Camilla is just she's a very beautiful. She's a beautiful soul.
She's wonderful.
Yes,
Can I just say something though? Big up our parents.
Yeah.
Because they have, how many children? They made a batch of beautiful human beings.
I think you and I said they actually went to the same place and made them. Like them say, it is right here, so we make
Yeah, man, let them just beautiful family. They are wonderful.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is Camilla's second location
Yes,
for her
her
restaurant.
second
I've been a
location.
fan of her food since she opened the first location. If you want to go up in the hills and have a little nice time, you know, especially nice environment, you know, the cool air and stuff, you can go up to Skyline and go to the first restaurant. But the food is absolutely good. And it's not just for people who are vegans. Everybody can enjoy the food. It's
And it was
lovely.
in Market, and so the new location is right next door in Marketplace. And you're right, it's not just for vegans.
Right.
You can actually enjoy the food. So I like taste
Yes.
in my food, and the food really had taste. I heard Yendi raving about the nachos.
The nachos are awesome.
I actually ordered it. Initially, I ordered the jerk mushroom wrap, and then I said, no, I want the nachos. Listen, Yendi never lie.
Yes, ma'am.
The nachos were a hit.
Yes, ma'am.
I love
Morning, Camilla and family. All right, I see something hot coming. Let's see what's in the box. I wonder if there's some Camilla nice food. Maybe
nachos
not,
or the
because I'm
pizza.
not
They don't want
never
to try the
lucky to
pizza.
get any food in this box that I like. You know, I'm still carrying feelings about
pizza,
that.
Camilla pizza in here.
Precocious or rude? Curtailing children's voices. Barbie?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
let's start with you, Naka.
You
Like
sure?
start with people who have children's voices to curtail, you know. So tell me, since you have a little girl over your side, what are your thoughts on this? Precocious or rude?
Well, I think we need to look at what we mean by precocious, or how we're going to use the word, the definition for the word precocious, which in this instance, it refers to behaviors that are mature or older than. So when a child is displaying a behavior or a behavior pattern or attitude that is more mature than
the
their
age that they are.
the age that they are. For me, I think that it's a little bit of it's a fine line, and it's something that I play with, because while I want my niece to have her voice and to speak and to express herself, she cannot be rude. She has to have respect and regard for everyone in her circle. She is 2 now, going on to 3, and believe it or not, it is still something. So I hear her say things like, she'll say, Barbie, and I say, excuse me? And she'll go, Auntie Barbie. I say, yes, thank you. I'm speaking to her, she'll say, I'll say something to her, and she goes, no. I said, don't tell me no. And she would say, okay, Auntie, I don't like that.
So she can't tell you no?
No, she cannot.
Why she can't tell you no?
She can't tell me dry nose, like, excuse me.
I'll get back to that, because I want to hear what
She's 2, going
Nikanya.
on to 3.
Yes, Nikanya, thoughts?
Okay, so my thoughts. First off, I'm 20 years old, so not too long ago, I think I'm going into the young adult stage now, but not too long ago, I would be considered a child, right? And I think that it all comes down to having a balance of children being able to express themselves, to say how they feel, but to do it in a respectful way, as you said. And we have to remember that children, it's their first time being on earth. They're going to make mistakes, but it's up to us now, it's up to adults to teach them how to be respectful, what is appropriate for certain conversations, how to express themselves in a way where their voices are heard, but it's not rude. You know?
And they're respected, because it's not just that their voices are heard, but that they are respected.
Right.
And respect for me is a given. It's not a taken. You can't take it from anybody. You give it, and it comes right back at you.
All right. I hear words like respect and appropriate and all of these nice words. But let us talk about specifics. I was really, what's the word I want? When you said she can't tell you no, that made me think. So why is it rude for a child to tell an adult no?
She can't tell me no, Shelley.
Let me finish, say what I say no, miss. So, I've grown, me personally, I've grown up in a space where every single adult has tried to get me to do one thing: stop the talking. And me get beaten for stop talk, me get punished for stop talk, me get put in the corner quietly for stop talk, and me just stay in the corner and talk to myself. My point is, sometimes what is considered rude is not necessarily rude, it's just an annoyance to the adult that the child is around. So how do we strike that balance where the child is not just being annoying to you and therefore you feel that they should stop that behavior because you find it annoying and not necessarily because it's a bad thing? And I've seen so many examples of that where the parent is they just can't bother, and then they pretty much leave the child in a space where they recognize that, okay, so I cannot do this with this adult. However, so when I'm around this adult, I just don't do this thing, but when I'm not around them, I can get to be myself. How do we make sure that we don't force children to do that?
Listen, it's not that when you're around me, you do this. She can say no, Auntie Barbie. And she can say no, Auntie. But she can't just look at me and say no. That's it for me.
Why does no offend you so?
It doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me, Shelley. It's really just respect, and it's her understanding. It's her understanding and recognizing that I am not on her level. I am older than you, and because I am older than you, there's a certain level of regard and respect that you have to maintain. And it's not just in my environment. That is expected in any environment that she's in. So, for example, when I pick her up from school. The other day I picked her up from school, and her teacher said to me, Auntie Barbie, she did this, and this today, so I needed to speak to her. And I said to her, no, you need to speak to her. If she did it and you were there and she did it in front of you, you are the one who needs to address it. When you come and you tell me to address it now, what you're doing now is you're putting me in a position of being the disciplinarian and being the authority in her life. But you then have no say. So if she does something in your presence, Shelley, and she's with you, I expect you, Shelley, to speak to her about it. Not come to me and say, Barbie, you talk to her because you don't want to.
That's about a system and a method.
So
you can establish your own systems.
But the thing is, what it is not just the system. It's them understanding that the rules apply in every area, not just when I'm here, but when I'm not here, you still have to have respect for Auntie Shelley. When I'm not here, you still have to speak respectfully.
But Barbie, just a moment. Nikania, you heard everything that Barbie just said. What are your thoughts?
Okay, for a little clarity, because I feel like you're saying that she can say no, but it's about using your title, for example, and that's very important, and it's a good thought. However, I feel like in the wider society, especially with the older generation, children are said, you can't say no, you can't reject certain ideas, you can't say, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to go here, and it can become very dangerous, because when you're telling a child that when they see an adult figure, they are not able to say that they are rejecting something, they can be put into dangerous situations. So now we have to teach children who is authority. Now, you would be authority, her teacher would be authority, and things like that, but we have to be very careful, because then when they're in a situation where they need to say no, they don't need to say no nicely, they need to say, no, I don't want you to touch me there. I don't want you to make me feel
I don't want that.
I don't want that.
Yeah, but here's the
Make she finish, nobody.
No, but because it's not the same thing. I'm not telling her that she cannot say no. I'm not telling her that she cannot say no. I am saying to her that she has to understand the difference between her peers that she's speaking to and when she's speaking to me.
That's right.
And that there's a certain regard and there's a way to speak to adults.
That's true.
I'm not saying that she cannot say no. I want her to be able to say no, but just a dry no.
All right, okay, all right. So let us move on from saying no, because you're not gonna move from the point. Here's the thing. Your point about the ability of the child to be able to reject things is very, very important, and it's very crucial that they have the ability to do that, because let me tell you which child hardly get kidnapped. You see the little child that can look on somebody and say, no, I don't want to go anywhere with you. I'm going to tell my mommy, no, leave me alone. That child rarely gets kidnapped. The child who gets kidnapped is the nice little quiet one. We don't want to say nothing because they're afraid of people, because they're going to stay quiet and they're not going to say anything. I say, empower your child and give them the voice and give them the option to say no, because they have to say not just no, but they have to say no forcefully, especially in situations where they are not comfortable. Yes, darling, you're squirming in your chair.
Yes, because I didn't want to miss a point where you brought up about children being annoying to their parents. Like, it's not necessarily them being disrespectful, but it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with them right now. So it's not only about children learning how to communicate, but also adults learning to communicate with their children and understanding that they may not get certain concepts that adults understand, and they may need more time to express themselves in a way that is respectful and so on. So we also have to learn, we also have to learn, because they're humans still, they have feelings, they get upset too.
What I think is missing nowadays, though, let me just say this, because the truth is that over the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at behavioral issues in schools with children and violence, all kinds of different things. And to me, the violence is the end result. It's not the beginning, right? And we're looking at all of these different things. And I hear everybody talking about government. I hear them talking about parents. I hear them talking about the police. But there's another element of society that we've taken away from children that has robbed them of the ability to establish a moral compass. And that is, for me, that is the church. Okay. We know these children fear nothing and no one. They're not in church. They don't go to church. They don't know anything about God. And they're literally growing up in homes where they have no moral compass. What the church presents is a community. And it's in a community, you are accountable, not just to your mother and your father in your home, but to others in the community who are watching you and paying attention to your behavior and how you behave. And when you pass a place, Miss Lou down the road can say to you, excuse me, Nikanya, you pass your place, don't do that. And she can't speak to you. Nowadays, nobody can talk to these kids. They have no moral compass. None whatsoever.
Well,
so for me, they need to be guided, and they need to have that. And that is not just in the home. That is a community thing. It is a village thing, and we've taken that away from them. And nobody's talking about it.
I could say the exact same thing you said a while ago, but instead of saying the church, I can say mama, grandma, the big woman who usually hold the family together, the matriarch. A lot of grandmas are not old women who hum and we're tired anymore and duster, are some nice young glamours. They not even call themselves grandma anymore. And I agree with you about the community, but I do not agree that the community has to come from church.
I didn't say it has to. I say it is a part of.
Well, we can't finish the one I said this morning, Bobby.
You can't, but it doesn't have to come from, but it is a part of.
That is fine. But you see, we get nice and heated. Them always I give you the break signal when we're ready for boxing here now, but you know we have to go to the break. We'll be right back after this.
The community is it's a structure. So it's not just.
Welcome back to the round table this morning. The topic is precocious or rude, curtailing children's voices. And you know, the time certainly flies when we're passionate on the round table, because right now it's time for final thoughts. Oh, Lord. Nikanya, go ahead. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts on the issue is that we have to empower children, but in a way that they remain respectful. And those who are outspoken, those are the movers and the shakers in the world. I believe that is so. I believe I was invited to speak here because I was outspoken, you know, and that would have been recognized by someone somewhere. So having a voice and having a strong one is very important. However, respect is also important, and that's something that is a learned behavior. So it's up to society now, it's up to the parents, it's up to those religious figures, etc., to teach children what is right, what is wrong.
Well done.
Well, for me, I will just say a story was shared with me that a 9-year-old little boy was kidnapped. And when he was kidnapped, he began singing, "Every praise is to our God." And he sang it repeatedly over and over and over again for 3 hours. This child sang that song till finally the kidnapper pulled over and let him out and said, "Don't tell anybody what happened," right? And he went on, so the gospel award, the person who sang that song actually awarded the child and responded to that. So my thing is, teach a child the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. When they are in danger, they will not depart from it. When they need help, they will not depart from it. And when they need to express themselves, they will not depart from it. We cannot not teach them biblical principles when we're adding everything else into it. We can't take that out and think everything is going to work. There's a balance. We have to keep it.
Children are little human beings, and they came here to this world, when you bring them, because they need your help. Guide them accordingly. Give them the tools that they need so they can be their own voices in the space where you're not there to speak for them. They are going to grow up to be adults, and so they need the tools, and your job is to give it to them. And when I say you, I'm not just talking about their parents. Barbie spoke about community. Community is important. As far and as wide as it goes, all of us have a responsibility to the little people in our lives, including the people who are not their parents. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. That's a wrap for the roundtable today. Thank you to our special guest, Nikanya. It's such an awesome experience meeting you this morning.
Nice being here.
Awesome. Yes, man. I need to talk to you some more, for sure. And big up your mother and your father. Then go up themselves.
Student leader.
To you, enjoy the rest of your days. And as you go forward in the world, remember to be good, be on purpose, take care, walk good.
Walk good.
Then maybe my heart wouldn't be aching so much. He's a baby, he's a child, she's an would you burn the bridge of the future? Oh, save the children, the future to serve. Oh, save the children, save the future. Teach them truth, teach them right. Show them love, treat them kind. Guide them to be fearless on their journey of life. Teach them pride, show them care. Let them know important it is to share. And they can make it anywhere. The keys to persevere.